This video is brought to you by the Raven Space Patreon page. Without your help, we cannot do any of the cool things we do, so Patreon allows you to support us and support independent media. And when you support us, we support you by giving you early access to videos, special giveaways, and even Ravens tickets. So check out the Raven Space Patreon and support today. Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is the show where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Please subscribe if you're not yet subscribed for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. We have 3 great topics in the mailbag question. First, we're going to talk about the hidden gem for the Baltimore Ravens. We're also going to talk about Kenneth Dixon's issues, whether Brashard Perriman's a bust, and again, the best part of the day, the questions from you guys, the Raven Space community. Now, I give a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers because you guys are the lifeblood of the Raven Space. Thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate it. Now, we're going to hop into the first topic, and it talks about the hidden gem for the Baltimore Ravens, and the Bleacher Report named Michael Pierce the hidden gem. And it was funny because the first time I saw this here, I was thinking to myself, hidden gem, doesn't everybody know about how good he is? Well, it's not the case. You know, other fans don't know how good this up-and-coming kid is. Again, very, very still raw, but he, with a little more fine-tuning, he could be similar to a Brandon Williams in a lot of ways, except for he's better at pass rushing than Brandon Williams is. Brandon Williams is the best run-stopping defensive tackle in the league, and he's not very good at pass rushing. That's what keeps him not on the same level as players like Aaron Donald, Geno Atkins, and different things like that. But the ability to pass rush is, from a defensive tackle position, is very, very difficult. It's hard. And Michael Pierce, as a young guy, can already do that. So if he just adds that ability to share blocks at the point of attack, which makes, you know, defensive tackles great run defenders. I mean, the sky's the limit for this kid. He is one of my favorite Baltimore Ravens players. He was ever since his rookie year. You know, he worked his way on, and he's making it happen. I'm so happy for him. Now, it's going to be hard to know if he can do it by himself, or does he need a Brandon Williams, right? When you are in a great defense, it's hard to find out if you're really this good when you're not with that defense. So, for example, we had a Kruger who was a outside linebacker for us, and then he went to the Browns and was not as good. Well, you know, when you're playing opposite of Terrell Suggs, you don't get double teamed, right? It's just that simple. And so that's what we have to know. We don't know about Brandon Pierce yet, but he is a great player. And if he's a hidden gem, he needs to not be hidden anymore by the football cognoscente. So again, I thought this is a pretty cool story from the Bleacher Report. Let me know if you think the Ravens have any more hidden gems that you're ready to see pop and make some big plays. So now we're going to go into the second topic, and it talks about Kenneth Dixon. This story is a little old, but I did not address it last episode, which I meant to, so we're going to address it now. Kenneth Dixon received a second suspension for violating his policy with the NFL drug policy. Kenneth Dixon befuddles me because he's an okay running back, right? Like, Kenneth Dixon is not a starting running back in the NFL. That's just honest, right? Terrence West is barely a starting running back in the NFL, right? But Kenneth Dixon, let me not say no because I don't know that for sure. But there are not a lot of teams where Kenneth Dixon can go to and be a starter, right? Even in our own division, he can't go to the Pittsburgh and be a starter. He can't go to the Bengals and be a starter, and he can't go to the Browns and be a de facto starter. He may be in the rotation, but he won't be the guy that you drop your bags for. For example, if Le'Veon Bell came to any team in the AFC North or in the NFL, he's a starter, right? You got players like that. So he's not, right? And when you're not one of those players, you cannot mess up like this. You can't be letting the Ravens down as much as they are, especially at the running back position. I've heard several reports from ESPN, USA Today, that say that Kenneth Dixon is losing the trust of the Ravens brass. Ozzie, John Harbaugh, Bisciotti, DaCosta, and it's because of him making mistakes. So the first one was performance-enhancing drugs, and the Ravens looked over that. But the second one is for substance abuse, which is probably marijuana. hopefully marijuana, because if you get substance abuse for something more than marijuana, then that's troubling. But so it's just these decisions, bad decisions after bad decisions. To let you guys know, the NFL does not randomly test people for drugs. They tell you when it's coming, and sometimes with 3-4 weeks in advance. So they tell you when it's coming. So for him to fail this test it's not good. It's not smart. Especially he's already on suspension. Next year when he comes back from his injury, he's going to be a step slow because he's injured. The suspensions don't matter. My understanding is that he's suspended for the games this season, not when he comes back. So he'll be back, but he'll be a step slow compared to Terrence West, who, if Terrence West can get healthy again, will have a full season of experience on him. Buck Allen, who's been playing very, very well, will have another full season of experience on him. Kenneth Dixon can't mess up like this. And at that running back position, they use you and then they leave you, and you have until you're 30 before the team start disliking you. So I feel bad for the kid because of all this happening, but he has to do better. But this is the stories that I heard, that the Ravens are losing faith in Kenneth Dixon. You guys let me know in the comments below. Are you losing faith in Kenneth Dixon? I would love to know. And now we're going to go on to the third topic, which is about another guy that some of you guys may be losing faith in. And I've seen this article in, again, USA Today, where they're asking, is Perriman a bust? And I'm of the opinion that I do not think he is a bust. I'm of the opinion that he is a player that I hope matures into a great receiver. But to blame him right now is not good because he's not playing with a full deck. So let me explain what I'm telling you guys. The offense is not up to speed yet. Though they play better, you can, and playing against the Browns will do that to you. They're not yet at their full potential. Mike Wallace has been, talking about not getting catches. Macklin, doesn't have that chemistry all the way with Joe Flacco. Stuff like that. Brashard, when the offense is running and humming like it's supposed to, and you have Macklin and Wallace doing their thing, I think Brashard will be able to do his thing. Brashard's not a bust. Brashard played well last year. He did drop balls. He's always going to drop balls. But he did play well last year. He's not a bust. Do not label him as a bust yet, guys. I'm pleading with you. Let's give him some more time to mature and to get better. Wide receiver is a hard position for young guys to come out of because it's one of the only positions where you can just be physically dominating in college and you can be great, right? You have a lot of these positions like that. You see things like a defensive lineman, right, who don't have any rush moves. They are just stronger than their opponent, and they're high draft picks. You can do the same thing with receiver. If you're faster and taller as a receiver, you can be a high draft pick. But when you get to the NFL, can you put all those things together? And I think that Brashard Perriman, if we give him another year, he'll be able to put it all together. So don't label him as a bust yet. There's other receivers that are young that are having the same trouble. You have Kevin White in Chicago, who's also having trouble, getting used to it. Not everybody's an Odell Beckham. Some people are Calvin Johnson, who start off slow and then mature and progress and bloom into a beautiful NFL player. So, again, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's just my personal take. If your take's different, let me know. Again, that's what we're here for, to facilitate conversation. Sorry about that. Now, let's go to the mailbag, my favorite part of the show. If you guys want to send your questions to the show, please send them to mailbag@theravenSpace.com. And this question will come from Sam, and Sam asks, is Ben Watson having a revival, or was this just a coincidence? And of course, Sam is talking about the very big game that Ben Watson had against the Cleveland Browns. Sam, it's a little of both. Well, it's not a coincidence, but it's a little circumstance. That's a better word to say. It is a little bit of circumstance, but it is also a little bit of a revival as well. Ben Watson though he was old when he came to the Ravens, he had a great, phenomenal year before he came to the Ravens. He was a top 5 tight end the year before he came to the Ravens, and he was old then. So when you couple that top 5 ability with the, the offensive scheme here, which has usually relied heavily on tight ends, and the fact that our young tight ends aren't stepping up to the plate, you can see Ben Watson have a very large role in this offense. I think he will. So I would say that it is a revival. He will be a starting tight end in this league if he performs like he did last game. But I don't want to say he's going to be the top 5 tight end, but he will be a starter in the NFL, which is a good thing for the Ravens, really, because right now we had trouble at tight end. So I think this is awesome for Ben Watson. I'm super happy for him. He's, from everything I know, he's a good guy. Everything I hear, he's a good guy. But he just had injury issues last year, and now he's back, and now he's performing. So I'm excited. Do I think he's going to get 90-something yards and 8 catches every game? Of course not. But he will be a player that I think can make big catches because he has very good hands, and he can run routes very effectively. So that's just my take. You guys let me know. Again, I appreciate all you guys' answers. And this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please subscribe to Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, if you guys want to help us out and help us and support independent media, please check out our Patreon page in the description below. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.